One.
Okay, this is part two.
Good when we are the evil race. This depends certainly on the point of view. It was our planet before they arrived and before they started their evolution project with their kind. In my opinion, it was our right to fight for our planet. It was exactly 4,943 years ago, according to your time scale, that the Elysium left the planet again for unknown reasons. This is a very important date for us because many of our historians called it a victory. Fact is that we don't know what had really happened. The Elysium were gone from one day to another. They vanished without a trace together with their ships, as we found most of their surface installations destroyed by them. The humans were on their own and your civilization developed. Many of us were in contact with certain, more southern, tribes of your species in the coming centuries, and we were able to convince some of them that we are not the evil the aliens wanted them to believe. During the time from 4,900 years ago to today, many other alien species arrived the planet. Some of them used the old teaching and programming of your mind and
Okay, that's the end of that. Basically, that was the part talking about. The second part was talk. I mean, that was the part talking about, from the first part, talking about how he was created, so called from the reptilians' point of view in the interview. Um, I wanted to show something. Now they were saying that we evolved from monkeys, and I recently came across these pictures, and I found them really interesting. As even though the hair growing in, I'm looking at the hair designs, and if now all this what I'm saying is kind of based off the reptilian interview, far as like um taking it under consideration. Now, what they said will make truth, like when you look at pictures like this. Look how the hair come in. Look how the hair grow in. Um, like this little girl right here. Like look at her arm. That don't look monkey to me. Monkey to you, I don't know what it do. Her down her back. See how the hair come in like that. And I just felt that even like the guy who they consider like a wolf man with all the hair growing on his face and stuff like that. Yeah, and I just think that was like very interesting when I found this picture. Like, wow. Look how you can see the spinal a little bit. Yeah, that's very crazy. Um, uh, this is a video I just found as I was looking for another video, and I found very interesting because if I know animals, any wild animal, regardless of an animal being wild, they still have genetics. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to say too about the reptilian interview too. The reptilian interview I recorded another part, but I didn't. I'm not gonna post that. But it was talking about subspecies. It was talking about the reptilians talking about their own species and how they was made. If you watch the interview, during the first part, it'll tell you about the reptilians explaining how they came into existence. They was talking about subspecies. Now, the reptilians were saying as they evolved, they kept on breaking off the different subspecies, and a lot of these subspecies died, and it was only left with three because the other subspecies wasn't intelligent enough to survive doing after the bomb hit or whatever like that. Doing from the other reptilians, the other reptilians wasn't. It was they evolved from after this happened, and they were talking about subspecies, and they managed they out of the three that survived, they managed to genetically engineer their own species so they could stop breaking up to subspecies, and that kind of make me feel like people in ourself are divided into subspecies, because like I was saying before on this, um, I read the story um like in the ancient Sumerians about how the Anunnaki, whatever Elohim created us, and as a slave race, and like we couldn't have sex with each other unless they put each other with each other. Just like on a farm, you don't want your cow to have sex with a weaker cow that's genetically wise and stuff like that. And that's what make me feel like every person break into their own subspecies. You know what I'm saying? And for the fact that somebody might look like somebody from somewhere over around the world is definitely a big possibility that you might have a twin somewhere else, somewhere in the world. Like you ever heard somebody say, "Oh, I seen somebody that look exactly like you," or people that look exactly like each other because of the different subspecies when they get broken off. And it's a possibility that it could be and that and like anything with like animals, they animals look alike, but they intertwine with each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like when you have a baby and stuff like that, yeah, the baby come out looking like the two or whatever the case, but that's bringing in a whole nother subspecies of the two being combined and the genetics and the trait that your child have, whether good or bad. So that's why I believe that every visual person it's their own particular type of species in their own form. You know what I'm saying? Subspecies. So that's how I kind of feel about that when talk about subspecies, and I think that's very unique too. But anyway, this is the queen and she was by a horse. And what stood this out to me the most is because regardless how you take an animal from the wild, you end up breed it, it's still gonna have that instinct. And like even with animals in the wild, if you ever watch like documentaries or Animal Planet, you know that animals alert other animals when they know other animals is around. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the queen is because I'll let you hear this interview first. This lady who say she, I guess, worked with them, whatever the case may be, or did rituals with them, and she talk about how the queen is a shape shifting reptilian. I keep on pushing the wrong buttons. Sorry about that.
So take us through one of these rituals that you conducted at the highest level of this global brotherhood. What would happen?
And then they have these children that they're kidnapping and bringing in from other countries, and no one misses them because these are third world countries. And the children they have the most energy, the purest energy, they're the highest form of sacrifice. They are used as actual blood sacrifices during these rituals because of, again, reptilians needing their blood. The blood will be gathered in a goblet and it will be dispersed among the reptilians.
Are these rituals rare? I mean, how many are there that, say, go on a year? I mean, we talk hundreds of thousands.
There are things happening every month of the year.
What happens on the night of Halloween?
That night is about the worship and homage to Satan, the great deceiver Satan, on that night, on Halloween, at this church.
You've conducted them in Europe and the United States. Can we start with the United States?
Yes, I have seen at rituals, I have seen George Bush. I have seen Madeleine Albright. I have seen Henry Kissinger. I have seen Ronald Reagan. And I have also, by the way, seen his wife, Nancy Reagan. I have seen Hillary Clinton before I knew she was Hillary Clinton at the time. At these rituals, she is involved. The other people that I have named and are, as I have seen shapeshift into reptilians. J. Rockefeller, and he shapeshifts. These people seem to all be connected to the Illuminati. Gerald Ford, I have seen shapeshift. Dr. Joseph Mengele, who took me around to these rituals a lot of the time, was also shapeshifter. There are people in the European countries that I've.
Okay, I'm gonna get ready to start. Part 3.